All right, you see these flip-flops right here? Anybody that's talking about rectum insertion that's wearing flip-flops with his leg crossed like there, like that man knows what he's talking about. What's going on? My name's Jacob. This is Cyber Rex. On my channel, I try to understand people's conversations where they have oppositional views and see where we can get these guys in the middle of the train tracks. Today we got everybody's favorite conspiracy theorist, Eddie Bravo, and he's talking with somebody named Sam Tripoli, who I have no idea who is, and they're on Bertcast podcast by Bert Kreschauer. I'm gonna hop right into it. I have no idea what they're talking about, and I hope you're having a good day. That is a great introduction. It's a great opening scene right there. Shout out Bertcast.
When Joe truly believes in something, you don't want to argue. You don't want to argue with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Joe is a smasher. He will straight stomp you like Vanderlei Silva and Dan Henderson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He don't fuck around.
These flip flops that Eddie's got on right now, crazy.
Yeah. And we just clicked on that. We were hardcore conspiracy theorists. You know. I mean,
I
like the mini water bottle
theories, but they're ones that are so unpopular.
Which one?
I'm even afraid to say it because people get offended when I say this.
Which one?
I think the government created AIDS.
Okay.
To kill black people and gays. Okay. I believe that.
I mean, if you read the book by Bill Cooper, he talks about basically that.
Yeah.
Who's killing black people?
They created a gay agenda, and there's nothing against gay people.
Well, there's
created the great gay agenda, and then made AIDS to kill them off.
That's facts, dog. AIDS is definitely to kill the black people and gay people.
They would do it. I wouldn't doubt it. But when you hear, there was a guy.
All right, those of you who know people with AIDS, how many people do you know that are white and straight and have AIDS? Like, you pretty much just have to have gay butt sex, or you have to have melanin in order to get AIDS. Like, it's required in the genetic makeup of what AIDS is. You know what I'm saying? It was invented in a lab in Taiwan.
Guy on Joe Rogan's podcast is Dr. Doucheberg or something like that.
The one Callum was on.
Yes.
Where the guy was saying that AIDS is just because of drug use.
Dr.
Yes.
Doucheberg.
Yeah. I listened to some of that.
Basically, what he's saying is, AIDS is a condition. You know, AIDS is like acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Mm-hmm. It means your immune system is broke. It means your engine is broke. You know, so a lot of things.
That's big old facts.
Can cause that malnutrition, a whole shitload of viruses can make your immune system stop working. So in the case of AIDS, originally before it was called AIDS, it was called GRID, gay-related immune deficiency. It was.
Somebody leave that link in the comments, bro. Let me know about GRID, dog. Let me know about the GRID.
It was a gay disease because in the 70s, all the people that were.
And that's why you got to live off the grid, because you got to live off the grid so you don't die of AIDS in your butthole. You know what I'm saying? That totally makes sense. That's why everybody doesn't trust the government. They're trying to live off the grid because the government created AIDS to kill gay people.
Showing up with their immune system shot were gay. So they were thinking shit. And the gay people were marching going, fuck, why are you guys ignoring us? Fucking all these gay people are dying. Don't ignore us. We need funding. We need to find out what the.
You know he's serious right now because he's literally jerking off to this concept. He's like, guys, you just got to figure out this gay stuff. He's serious, dog.
Fuck this is. They were making a lot of noise. Going, why are you guys calling it gay-related immune deficiency? This is bullshit. So they decided to look into it. They took... This is according to Doucheberg, right? They took...
I mean, I think if Dr. Doucheberg is on the scene, then it's got to be legit, bro.
A bunch of people that were dying of AIDS, and they all did tests on them, and they found out that 40% of them had HIV, of all these people. So just from that report, they just ran with HIV causes AIDS. But they didn't even, no one asked, like, what about the people that didn't have HIV? Why are they still dying of AIDS? They didn't give a shit about that. They just went full blown. We're going to call it AIDS now. We're not going to call it GRID no more.
Really?
And if you got HIV, you're
getting AIDS.
So that's what they thought. So people started getting tested, and people were coming up HIV positive, but they didn't realize that that's not conclusive that HIV causes AIDS, because 60% of them didn't even have HIV.
I mean, that's facts, dog. And what about the people that have HIV and never get AIDS, like Magic Johnson, dog? He's still banging hot models today, you know? I hope he's wearing a condom, but you know what I'm saying? He's still cool.
Yeah.
It was either 40% didn't have HIV and they were still dying of.
I have never seen this podcast before, but these guys right here, oops, are comfortable, dog. These guys right here, too comfy. He's got his feet on the couch, dog. His tummy's hanging out. He's got the flip flops on, dog. They are in here relaxing out, maxing out, cooling off.
Of AIDS or 60%. It's a 60-40 thing. I forget out. It's either way. Either way. Either way, not all of the patients that they did the tests on, according to Doucheberg, had HIV. So what the fuck were they dying? How were they getting their immune system shot? So they never really got into that. They just said, hey.
It's because they live on the grid, dog, and that's why you got to get off the grid. Doucheberg, you're onto something, dog. Shout out Doucheberg.
HIV, boom. So what they ended up doing is when people came up with an HIV positive test result, they would just get them on AZT, which is a medication that they stopped using for cancer patients because it was killing them. The AZT was killing them before the cancer, so they had to shelve the AZT.
And they pulled the AZT back out because it's an agenda to kill gay people. So it's like these gay people are getting AIDS and we just want them to be quiet. So let's kill them with this AZT. You know what I'm saying?
But now with this new AIDS, they go, let's bring back AZT, and anybody that is test positive for HIV, we'll give them AZT. And the people were dying of AZT, not AIDS. Some of them people, who knows, according to Doucheberg.
Yeah.
It's because they're trying to kill the gay people. Also, any beautiful women that are watching this video today, my landlord forgot to pay the water bill, so I have not been able to shower, so I apologize if I'm ugly.
Like they were given AZT because they had an HIV positive result, when in reality they
Who am I kidding? I'm ugly every day.
probably would have lived if they would have just figured out how to control the HIV.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing, they ended up realizing, okay, they knew that, let's stop AZT. We got a new cocktail. This is better and it was safer. So they stopped AZT for cancer treatment, and then they stopped it for AIDS or HIV treatment. So there's a lot of fun. An industry blew up, like all the AIDS tests and all this shit.
That's what makes me crazy.
Think
is
they'll
when you
ever
look
cure it?
No, there's no money in curing it.
Well, what they found out, according to Doucheberg, is that what was killing their immune system, according to him.
I know that Eddie's like spitting facts right now because I cannot say the word Dr. Doucheberg without laughing. So like this man is like dead serious about Dr. Doucheberg, because if he wasn't, he would be chuckling. Like he would be a little giggle, like Dr. Doucheberg. Like can you say that without laughing? Because I could not say that without laughing.
Was not all. It was generally the hardcore drug users. There's a gay way to use. Gays use certain drugs like poppers and anal nitrate or amyl nitrate. What is it?
Gay? I'm not gay, so I don't know. Any gay people out there use anal nitrate, or do y'all, or is that something that y'all have heard of before? Is that like nitrous oxide, but for your butthole? I don't really know. I've never heard of anal nitrate. That's some serious gay drugs. I've never heard of that before.
Amyl nitrate.
Amyl nitrate.
Yeah.
And poppers.
Amyl nitrate makes more sense. Anal nitrate sounds crazy.
Too convenient if it was anal nitrate.
Yes, yes, yeah, of course. You're right. So those, and I'm just going by Doucheberg.
Yeah.
He said,
Dr. Doucheberg and the anal nitrate. It makes sense.
those two drugs are very popular amongst gay people to loosen up your rectum, to make anal intrusion a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they took it. And then something about amyl nitrate, right when you're...
All right, you see these flip-flops right here? Anybody that's talking about rectum insertion, that's wearing flip-flops with his leg crossed like that man knows what he's talking about right now with his anal nitrate and his rectum insertion. This guy right here is like an expert on Dr. Doucheberg and anal insertion. Rectum insertion,
having an orgasm and you take it, it's like gays love doing that.
Oh, I didn't know
Nothing
about
wrong with enjoying your sex,
Yeah.
but it was those poppers, those things that make your butt loose, and amyl nitrate, a common, and then.
All right, all my gay people in the comments, bro, let me know about these poppers, dog. Y'all gotta tell me if my guy's spitting facts, dog, because I really cannot verify or deny any of this. You gotta tell me about these poppers.
speed, of course, and heavy alcohol use. They found that most of the people that were already dying of AIDS, from their immune system was shot, was from these drugs. It wasn't from HIV. It was actually the drugs. So, that's what Douchebag says. I don't know. I'm
My
no
only
expert.
problem with that is that people, and I haven't seen the study, but there are people who got it through blood transfusions.
They got HIV, right? So when they get HIV, then they put them on AZT, and then they get killed. Was that?
Was that Arthur Ashe? Did he get put on AZT?
I don't know. I don't know.
But he was the first round of guys that got it from blood transfusion.
The big problem
He didn't get it from a blood transfusion. He was taking poppers and doing anal. They just didn't want to tell people.
was, as soon as someone gets an HIV positive test result, they put them on some hardcore drugs, and the conspiracy theory is that they're dying from the drugs.
Because they're on the grid, you know what I'm saying? They're on the grid. You got to live off the grid. I'm with you, Eddie. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Not from the HIV. The drugs are fucking them. That's why they had to pull AIDS. They don't give AZT out to AIDS patients no more, and they used to. They used to do it for cancer, too. They don't do it anymore. Why? Because it's too...
They invented cancer to get rid of the gay people and the black people, too. See, I think you're missing something, Eddie. I think you're missing a piece of information. They invented cancer to get rid of these people too, right? They created the gay agenda, and they were like, anybody that falls for this trick, we're going to get out of here. And so they invented cancer first, and cancer wasn't killing enough people. It's like, because it's not infectious enough. So you got to do AIDS, right? So, and AIDS is triggered by butthole sex.
Too fucking dangerous.
See,
according to Douchebag.
I was in Atlanta doing...
Obviously, according to Douchebag, right? Eddie has nothing to do with this. He's just telling you what Douchey said.
The Laughing Skull. This was a while ago, and I said something about AIDS, and some bunch of people from the Center for Disease Control (CDC) were there, and they said, you know what? And by the way, they work there.
Those guys are corrupt.
They said, you know what we call a straight guy with AIDS? And I said, what? And they go, a liar. And I went, really? And they're like, it does. Straight guys can't get it.
There's a lot of things that didn't make sense though. Like when AIDS first came out big, like in the 80s.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Straight guys cannot get AIDS. It is triggered through butthole sex.
We're saying by 1992, 1 in 4 Americans between 18 and 25 are going to have AIDS. There was a big scare.
Not one straight guy I know, not one has ever gotten AIDS.
Yeah, me neither.
Not one.
I don't know if this is this Sam Tripoli guy, but I think that he is just way too relaxed for this AIDS conversation. Like, I think AIDS is an intense conversation, and you should just like get into it. You know what I'm saying? This is the grid we're talking about.
You would think hookers,
right?
You would think hookers all over Brazil would have AIDS, right?
Dude,
and they don't.
No.
Well, there's a lot down there do have AIDS.
No, not a single one has AIDS.
What about the porn industry? Should be rampant
Hold
with AIDS.
on. Let me just say one thing though about that. There are straight guys that get AIDS, but they get it through
needles.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah,
Remember
You
what
have to
AIDS is?
inject it.
AIDS is your immune system don't work. Like the African kids, the Ethiopians that are getting AIDS, they're calling it AIDS because their immune system doesn't work. But they're getting AIDS from malnutrition, not having food.
Really?
But they still call it AIDS to get aid. There's like
You don't think that the Ethiopians are having butthole sex? I don't really know. I think they might be.
some kind of
What's actually Dr. Douchebag?
you know those non-government organizations that are all disguised in philanthropy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come in and there's all of them. They have just like an awesome name like Hope for Africa Foundation. Sounds great, but really they're doing some kind of money laundering, some kind of crooked shit going on.
I think so too. All right, that's all I got for today. I hope that you all enjoyed Mr. Bravo telling us about the AIDS conspiracy, and I think he's got a point. I think that Dr. Douchenberg is probably the world's leading scientist on the on the topic, and I'm glad that we have Eddie to tell us the truth. I hope you all have a good day though, and do your AIDS research. Avoid butthole sex.